Coming up in this episode of the Theme Park News Show, I share more details on Tornado Springs that's coming to Paultons Park. As Merlin Entertainments gets bought out by the Lego Group, I talk about the facts we know so far, along with sharing my thoughts. All of this and so much more. It's Friday the 5th of July 2019, and this is the Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome back to the Theme Park News Show. Yes, there's been a 3-week gap because we've just been on our epic USA road trip that has been absolutely incredible. There's already 4 different vlogs online from that trip. There's the initial travel vlog where we travelled from Heathrow out to Dallas in Texas, and then there's 3 theme park vlogs now online as well, from Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags Over Texas, and the video that went online this morning from Silver Dollar City. There's going to be vlog overload over the next few weeks. So many different videos to come from this trip. There's another 4 travel vlogs. We've filmed all the different journeys between the parks and attractions. We've filmed in all the different hotels we've stayed in, and then you've got all the different theme park vlogs to come. So there really is so much, and there's going to be pretty much new vlogs every day, other than the days where of course we've got the Theme Park News Show that is back now every Friday. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible, so make sure you stay tuned for all the videos. It's going to be a busy few weeks for me in terms of editing and getting those videos out, and I hope you all really enjoy them. There is a dedicated playlist here on the channel all about that USA road trip, so yeah, if you go into that you'll be able to see all the videos that go online in order from the trip. Everything that we've done will be uploaded in order, however there's going to be a mix of some other vlogs from a few other bits going in with those as well, just so it's not like over a month's worth of just America, like I'm going to be doing an Alton Towers vlog in the next couple of weeks, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I'll sort of mix them in between as well. But yeah, in terms of the stuff from the road trip, it will all be uploaded in the order in that we did it. But yeah, loads and loads of theme park news has happened, and I'm going to have a bit of a summary for you in just a moment in News on the Tracks. But yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has followed us on social media throughout that USA trip. It's been absolutely incredible, it really has, and unfortunately I did start off with an illness, as you might have seen. Luckily, after this vlog that went on this morning, which was Silver Dollar City, I do start to get a little bit better now. Still takes me a few more days to get fully recovered, but actually we came to the end of the trip. I mean, I've been back 2 days now, and I'm feeling like a lot better now than I was at the start of the trip. I thought I'd come back and I'd be absolutely shattered, but no, we completed it. We did all 20 parks, we stuck to the schedule. I know a lot of people thought we weren't going to be able to do it. Well, we did it, we completed it, we stuck with the timings, and I'm so proud. So a big thank you to Alex for an incredible trip. Thanks to all of you guys for watching the videos so far, and so much to come. I mean, the next month is going to be full of content from this trip and so much more. Anyway, enough about the USA road trip. What's been going on in the theme park industry? Let's have a little chat all about it, shall we, in News on the Tracks. Right then, let's start off by talking about one of the biggest stories of the past few weeks, and that is the buyout of Merlin Entertainments. It is no longer a public company, there's no longer shareholders, and yeah, I'm going to be sharing the hard facts that we've got here, along with my thoughts on it as well. There's been a lot of rumours and speculation I've been seeing online. I want to concentrate on the facts, what we definitely know, and I'll share my thoughts on that. So yeah, the company was listed on the stock exchange back in 2013. That's something that the CEO of Merlin, Nick Varney, was really pushing, and yeah, he was really proud that they did that. However, you know, it was clear that it was a bit of a rocky start. Shares were going up and down all the time. I was actually a shareholder at one point when I worked for Merlin. A couple of years I had shares in the company because I thought it was the good thing to do, and at the time it was, and it paid off for me in the first couple of years. However, as things started to get a bit rocky, I actually sold my shares. We did get them discounted for being employees of Merlin back when I worked at Alton Towers, but yeah, you know, I managed to make some profit on my shares. However, following that, it's a good job that I did sell them, because it was kind of up, but mostly down for Merlin's shares. And then, yeah, basically it was recommended that Merlin went back to being a private company, and this sort of came out early this year. And so, yeah, we kind of thought that something was going to be happening. However, maybe not this quick. And then, of course, Merlin has then been acquired, we found out a couple of weeks ago, mainly by the Lego family, and yeah, a Danish family, and also a private equity group called Blackstone that previously owned Merlin, or part of Merlin, and also the Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board. So basically you've got three different companies, if you like, that have all come together that now own Merlin as a whole. And when I say as a whole, that means all the different theme parks and attractions within it. Now they paid £4.8 billion for Merlin, plus 1.2 billion of debt they've bought, and obviously that's been written off now. So a massive acquisition. You've got to bear in mind that you know, Lego over the past like 10 years has really just kept going up and up, hasn't it? I mean, Lego are doing really, really well. So yeah, it's like all these three different companies have all come together and now own Merlin. So what could this actually mean for the parks? They have said in the official statements that they plan to keep the parks and attractions together and not sell anything off or split things off. Of course, that could change in the future. However, initially, they plan to keep everything together. I've seen a lot of speculation online saying, oh, they're going to be selling off this, they're going to be selling off that, what, there's going to be no Merlin Pass. Like, at the end of the day, there's no evidence of anything like that happening. All the parks are going to be staying together, at least at the moment. So there's no plans to split them off. What does it mean? Like, it also means more investment to keep up with the competition. Obviously, when you've got parks like Paultons that are investing heavily, that I'll be talking about later in the show. But yeah, it means that, you know, there's going to be more investment to keep up with that competition, which is good. And the main thing which I think is good, no pressure from those major shareholders, because there's big companies out there that had shares in Merlin and they were pushing all the time for more profits, which meant in operational changes such as shorter opening hours, less new rides going in. You know, and if the park had a bad year or an attraction had a bad year, it would mean not as much investment going into it, which is not how the theme park industry works. You know, if you have a bad year, you need to put something big in to attract people over to your park or your attraction. So I actually think, these are my thoughts on it now, that it's a very, very positive move. I was never a big fan really of it turning in to a public company with shareholders. At the time, when it all first happened, I thought, actually, you know what? They've offered me some shares at a discounted rate. I'll go for it and see what happens. And then it started to take a bit of a dark turn, so I sold them. And yeah, I sort of went back to how I was before, thinking, yeah, it's certainly not a good idea. But yeah, I must say, I'm overjoyed with it. I think it's fantastic news. I think we're going to see more investment in the parks, keeping up with that competition. And yeah, initially I don't think we're going to see any changes, any splitting things off or anything. I mean, we might do in the future, a few years from now maybe, but I can see them sort of spending the next 12 months just sort of analysing the parks and attractions, seeing how they do before they make any changes in general, really. And that I don't mean by selling things off, but just in general making any operational changes and things. I don't think we're going to see anything change instantly. It's going to take time for it all to process and go through, but certainly good news in my opinion. What are your thoughts on the Merlin buyout? Comment down below on this video. Are you surprised? Did you see it coming? Or, you know, are you not really that interested? You just want to go to the parks? Let me know your thoughts in the video comments. Right then, from one surprising piece of news to the next. This one from the London Entertainment Resort. Now, no matter what you think about this project, whether you think it's going to happen or whether it's not, there has been some more news over the past couple of weeks around this project. Paramount are now back on board. So it started off that it was going to be Paramount's Park, and it was going to have all their branding over it at the entrance and everything. It then went to be, no, Paramount are no longer part of it. It's the London Entertainment Resort. And now Paramount are back on board. However, the park would not be branded as London Paramount. It would be known as the London Entertainment Resort, or just the London Resort, with some Paramount attractions inside. So there we go. Make of it what you will with this. Me personally, I still don't see it happening. As much as I want to keep faith, as much as I can do in this project, and it would be very exciting for the UK and our theme park industry, I just don't see this coming to fruition, unfortunately. But I'd love to be proved wrong with this. I'd love to like watch this video back in like 5 years from now and think, Okay, yeah, I was wrong, you know, 'cause it would be fantastic for this country. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. But there we go. So, yeah, the park would not be known as Paramount Park again. However, it would have their attractions inside, stuff like the Italian Job, Mission Impossible, that sort of stuff. And that's alongside the BBC and ITV that signed up like quite a while back now, half a year ago or something. They signed up a deal with the park. So if it does come to fruition, there's going to be a nice mix of attractions from the BBC, ITV, Paramount. You know, it could all come together nicely in this 535-acre theme park resort. 200 acres of that are going to be the actual park itself. And the entertainment district, and then of course the other area that's more for your facilities, your parking, back of house, you know, any hotels, that sort of thing. But yeah, you know, let's see what happens with this one. Planning permission is now being sought for construction to start in 2021. So who knows, 2 years from now, I could be doing construction updates here on Theme Park Worldwide. Me, I highly doubt it, but let me know your thoughts down below. Paramount are back on board. I'm so confused with this project, and I'm sure many of you are too, but let's see what happens in the future. Something that we definitely know has happened is the opening of a few different rides that I've been following here on the channel, all since they were announced, and they've all opened actually whilst I've been away on this USA trip. Firstly, Untamed at Wallaby Holland. We've already seen this POV, but I'll share some highlights of it again here for you on the screen. But yeah, Untamed at Wallaby Holland opened on July the 1st to rave reviews. It's an RMC conversion of Robin Hood, the former wooden coaster at the park. And yeah, I must say this does look absolutely fantastic. I know quite a few people who've been out there for the opening on July the 1st last week, and yeah, it seems like it's an awesome ride. Has some brilliant reviews from a lot of people. I know some people who've been on Steel Vengeance and at Cedar Point, and they're saying that they prefer Untamed to Steel Vengeance. Some people are saying, you know, it's one of the best roller coasters I've ever been on. Some people are saying it's the #1 coaster. So no matter what you think to it, it's certainly an exciting development, and I can't wait to actually get there and ride it in just over 2 weeks. Me and Charlotte are there. We're doing like a week-long trip around the area, visiting a few different parks. We're actually going to be going back to Toverland for their summer event. We're going to be going to Efteling for their evening event as well. And yeah, so much more. So it's something to look forward to. Just me and Charlotte on that one. It'll be a nice trip together. And yeah, I can't wait. But yeah, Untamed, it looks brilliant, of course. It's got more inversions on there than any other RMC in the world, which is 5. It looks intense. Apparently it's packed with airtime, and I can't wait to go on there and judge it for myself and share my review. Obviously, it's always great hearing other people's thoughts, but it's always nice to actually get on that coaster yourself and see what you think to it. But there you go, that's Untamed, now open at Wallaby Holland. Also opened over the past few weeks is Fury at Bobbejaanland Land. That opened on the 22nd of June. Again, we're going to be riding this one in a couple of weeks on our road trip, heading to Belgium to ride this. And yeah, this looks great. It's a Gerstlauer launch coaster. It's got some good reviews, this, from most people. I've heard a couple of, like, you know, negative ones, but in general, pretty positive from this. Fastest coaster in the Benelux as well, which has just topped Goliath at Wallaby Holland for speed, so don't have to change all the signage and everything now. It's just a little bit faster. I don't think it's even like 1 mile per hour faster, it's only like a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to be visiting here in just over 2 weeks. Can't wait to ride it. I think the theming looks good, the track colour. Obviously with this as well, it's got the choice where you will actually vote whether you go forwards or backwards. So yeah, it's got everything for a good package ride. I've been on some great Gerstlauer coasters this year. My opinions on the company have changed quite a bit, so look forward to riding this and seeing what that one's like. But yeah, that's Fury at Bobbejaanland Land that opened back on the 22nd of June. Tiger at Linnanmäki in Finland is an Intamin Blitz coaster that I've been following for a long time. Again, this looks great. I love the track colour and the train design here. And again, some really good reviews coming from it, from most people. A few people have said it's a little bit slower than what we were expecting. And I must say, from looking at this POV, there is some sections of the ride that do look a little bit slower than I thought they might be. However, it kind of reminds me of a cross between Taron and Bluefire. And I know one's an Intamin, one's a Mack. But just in terms of the different elements and speed that it takes some of those, that's what it kind of reminds me. It's like a, you know, if Bluefire and Taron had a baby, this is what it would be, you know. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I am going to be heading out there at some point. I've got nothing booked yet. I wanted to get back from this huge trip where I could really concentrate on getting a good price for it. You know me, I like getting good deals. But it opened back on the 18th of June, so a couple of weeks back now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going out there at some point this year to Finland for my first ever visit. It might be a bit of a last minute one. You might just see on social media, oh blimey, Sean's gone to Finland. Could be like that. It might be one that I was book it like the night before and go out there. But yeah, I'll definitely be going at some point this year. That's Tiger at Linnanmäki, that new Intamin Blitz. And I must say, I think it looks absolutely incredible. Now, something that I'm very excited for here in the UK for next year is the opening of Tornado Springs at Paultons Park. And yesterday they did a huge reveal, a wonderful video actually, very professionally made, and something that you just wouldn't expect from what we've seen from UK parks before. Paultons Park are going out there and they're bringing things onto a more, as I would say, world-class level. What you'd expect from the likes of Fantasyland, Efteling, Toverland, when they do promotional videos. We got that yesterday from Paultons Park. And they announced Tornado Springs officially with a concept art of the area. They've just been doing a lot of teasers and stuff, a lot of Twitter marketing campaigns between different people who actually own properties, so to speak, in Tornado Springs. So it's been great to follow. And yeah, I'm doing a construction series on it. I'm going to be back down there very soon, actually on the site doing an update. So I'm very excited to be working with Paultons Park on this one. But yes, here we go. Here's that concept art for the area. It looks stunning, doesn't it? The overall theme of it all. It's got a Mack Ride spinning coaster in there, which is believed to be the same layout as Sierra Sidewinder at Knott's Berry Farm. However, there's a couple of slight differences. I believe the lift hill is going to be a little bit steeper, and also that top section of track just before it goes into the drop is slightly different as well. But in general, the layout is the same with the drops and different corners and helixes. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great addition to the UK. They're going to have the best lineup of family coasters in the country here. They've got so much when you think they've already got a Gerstar bobsled, they've got the Vekoma suspended, you know, they've got the boomerang, like they've got everything. They've got a package like set of rides at that park, and I think this is going to be great. But everyone keeps talking about the coaster. Let's just recap on everything else that's coming into the area. So you've got two family drop towers. You can see them towards the back of the concept art there. Put it back on again for you. You've got a gyro swing going in there as well. That's going to be very heavily themed. There's a driving school. As you can see, it's going to have like a viewing area over the top with that tree there. I mean, that looks great. Along with that as well, you've got a retheme of the tractors there as well, and the dinghy slide into Buffalo Falls. So yeah, you know, it's all going to come together really nicely in this area. Mostly new attractions, but a couple of rethemed bits as well. Along with that, new shops, restaurants and facilities as well. This is very exciting. It's the project that I can't wait for next year. And it's good to think that we've got two big things coming to the UK next year. One for the families, which is this. Another one for thrill seekers, which is Flamingo Land with their 10 inversion coaster. So yeah, it's good to see these big investments coming out. What are Merlin going to provide for next year? Let's see, I'd love to know. And any other parks, are Blackpool going to get something for next year? You know, let's see what happens. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Tornado Springs at Paultons Park, opening in 2020. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, another ride that's opened just this week is Max Force at Six Flags Great America. Didn't really know what to think about this when it got announced. I thought the layout looked a bit short. However, yes, it's still short, but it looks like it packs a punch. Built by S&S, 0 to 78 mile an hour air launch in 2 seconds. So when I say an air launch, it doesn't use like LSMs or like a cable. It actually uses air that's compressed and then it launches it at a ridiculous amount of speed. But yeah, look forward to riding this at some point in the future. If it had have opened whilst we was on our USA trip, we probably would have maybe swapped one of the parks out and gone to do this, or maybe just tried to add it in somewhere very quickly if we could have. But yeah, this has also got the world's tallest double inversion at 175 feet. That's ridiculously tall, isn't it? It's got the fastest inversion on any roller coaster in the world at 60 miles an hour, and that's a 0G roll. And it's also got 5 inversions as well. So, you know, I think this looks fantastic. You can see there from the POV as well. I think it's a great addition to the park. I look forward to going there and riding it at some point. From the POV, I think it looks so much better than what I was expecting. Obviously, again, you don't fully know until you've been on it yourself, but from looking at that launch, I mean, that's got to be absolutely incredible, hasn't it? And going up into those other elements. So, you know, there we go. That's Max Force. Something that I've not really spoke about that much on the channel, really. I didn't know that much about it, but now we've seen it complete, I think it looks incredible. And if you are going to ride it, or maybe you've been over the past couple of days, let me know your thoughts again down below in the comments. I always like to see what you guys are saying down in the comments. Of course, I've been a bit behind lately on reading them because of the USA trip, but over the next couple of days I'm gradually going back through and seeing what you guys have thought of the videos so far. And yeah, I've been having a little look, but I've not been able to fully reply and heart the comments whilst I've been away because we've just had so much on. It has been crazy. But there we go. It's now time for another section of the show. It is, of course, Where Am I? Where am I? It feels weird doing this after a few weeks, especially when you've just been driving around America. I mean, we've just done 5,500 miles, so it's a lot of driving, but here we go. I'm back here at the World of Theme Parks, and it's time for Where Am I? So here we go. I've got an image to share with you. I didn't put one in a few weeks ago. I thought it's a long time, isn't it? A big gap. So here we go. A new image. Here it is on your screen. Where am I in that photo? Just a quick recap for you. All you got to do is just for fun, comment down below on this video where you think that is, and then I'll reveal where I am in next week's episode. That's all there is to it. It's a bit of fun, and you guys seem to have really enjoyed this so far this year. So we're keeping it going all the way through 2019. And yeah, I'll be back next Friday at 5 with another episode where I'll reveal exactly where I am in that picture. So we have reached the final segment of this week's episode. It really is great to be back, and of course stay tuned every Friday for brand new episodes. But here we go, it's time for your theme park moments. If you've got a photo, of course it's summer now, so you're all going to be going out to the parks. Get them sent in, whether it's an on-ride photo, you posing in front of a ride, or maybe you're on the very now famous TPW Square outside Spinball Wizard at Alton Towers. No matter what it is, if you see us at one of the parks, have a photo. You can send it in to us on social media. Just message it in on the official Theme Park Worldwide Facebook page or on Instagram as well. So there we go. Just make sure you send them as high a quality as you can do, and then it means you get to see them back a lot better here on the video. So let's go through the photos that you guys have sent in over the past few weeks whilst we've been off air with this series. And we've got Brian up first on Icon. We then got Josh with a Rita on-ride photo. We then got Robert and Owen at Galaxy's Edge there as well at Disneyland. We then got Amber with a Galactica on-ride photo. And up next we got Warren and Sam outside Shambhala. Yeah, loving it. We then got Jaden who had a photo there with me. And then we got Amy and the family with a Room on a Broom photo there as well. Next up then we got Ron, Ian and Gabe at Alton Towers. And then we got the Williams family who had a day out there at Oakwoods. Moving on, we've got Joe, Kelly and Theo on the Runaway Mine Train just there. And then we've got Kieran with a Wicker Man drawing that looks awesome. I mean, look at the details on that. You should be proud of that. You've done a great job. Moving on from that, we've got William with the Copperhead Strike on-ride photo. You might recognise a couple of people on there from our trip to Carowinds. Great to meet you. We then got Freddie who had a photo there with me and Charlotte. Up next then, we've got Jess and Connor on Red Force. Hope you enjoyed your ride. We then got Stephen who had a picture with me and Charlotte's brick on the plaza at Alton Towers, and also Sarah had a picture with it just there as well. Thanks for sharing those. Next up we got Sam at Breedon Leisure Park just there. Hope you had a good time. Then got Gary and James at Brighton Pier. Love it on there, it's great. Then got Noah at Canada's Wonderland there as well. And then we got Joe on Velocity. Hope you enjoyed your ride. Up next we've got Lily at Stevie's Land at Alton Towers, and the final photo comes from Jenny there at Legoland Windsor. So there we go, thank you very much for sending all of those in. Also a very big happy birthday to Ruth and Ashley from me and Charlotte and everyone else here at Theme Park Worldwide. There we go, like I said before the segment, get your items sent in for next week. Summer's here, the sun is shining out there, I'm sweating here in the world of theme parks. So yeah, make sure that you get out there, go to the parks, get your photos sent in, and it's good to be back. I've enjoyed the trip to the US, it was amazing, and as you'll see throughout the vlogs, it had its challenges, but overall it's been an amazing trip. Thank you very much for coming back to the Theme Park News Show, and we'll be back here every Friday now, all the way through, up until me and Charlotte's trip to Florida in September, where we'll be taking a couple of weeks gap, and then coming back, and we'll be straight in with Halloween. So there we go. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thank you very much for watching, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you next Friday.